everybody. We are here at the AUVSI Drone and AAM Symposium. Thank you, Meadowlark Aircraft Company, who sponsored this stream, and LiveView that is powering this stream. We are in Washington, D.C., and there is a lot going on. We're going to kick it off right now with Ned Talbot. He is the CEO of Meadowlark from North Dakota, but all the way in here in D.C. Thank you so much, Ned. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Oh, very good. Yes, I'm actually a CTO of Meadowlark Aircraft. We are a mid-sized drone manufacturer. We've been about 15 months in existence, and we're focusing on light group 3, about 125 to 300-pound aircraft.
All right, very good. And for those that missed it, Ned was actually on our Dawn of Autonomy way back in January, and he's going to be on next week, too, sponsoring Bigger and Better Month, because you guys have bigger and better things going on.
Starting with Bigger and Better, but 3 other Bs that are coming up when we have that stream, and we'll talk about those too. It's the multiple B series.
So like up. Sesame Street, this show will be brought to you by the letter B.
And the number 5.
And the number 5. Okay, now I'm very intrigued, and I got to make sure we know what we're talking about next week. But we are here in D.C., so you've listened to the keynote, and we're going to have Michael Robbins up here in 1 second. You've seen some of the other talks. What's your impression? What's going on?
Well, the one thing I heard that I didn't expect was that some of the companies who are already under waivers for Beyond Visual, that's one of the Bs coming up, they're expecting to get grandfathered in. So that would make it very interesting for those of us who are not yet there to see how that works out. But that would be intriguing. I didn't know about that.
So like under Part 108, when we get it, here's what I heard, soon. I'm doing air quotes, everybody.
That will leave for, yes.
Yeah, but a grandfather clause for those that have been wavered in.
That's been being whispered, and I just didn't know about that.
Wow,
so that could make it very interesting.
That will be interesting indeed. All right, so what are you looking forward to?
Next month, working with you and getting this Bigger and Better and other Bs up.
And of course, for those that haven't been to North Dakota lately, of course, every October is the annual UAS Summit. Ned and his team will be out in force. So where else can people find you or see you?
Website, meadowlarkaircraft.com, and you can always send me emails by ned.tabat@macnd.
All right.
.com.
.com. Don't forget the .com.
Yes.
All right, very good. Well, thank you so much, Ned. We're going to bring Michael Robbins up next. Here he comes. So a man that really needs no introduction, but, president of AUVSI, Association for Uncrewed Vehicle Systems International, running this event. It is changed to the Drone and AAM Policy Symposium, much broader than previous years, not just focused on FAA, but other 3-letter agencies. So welcome.
Thank you.
And great keynote, by the way.
Thank you.
So I was telling Michael before we started, took a very kind of hard line, but gentle hard line in terms of where are we with Part 108. So I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Sure, yeah. I was trying to be honest with the audience, but also let the folks know that, all hope is not lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
While there have been promises made and promises broken, deadlines set, deadlines missed, we're still on the right track, and it's going to require more advocacy, some grit, but we'll get there.
Yeah, absolutely. So lots of people here. Yep. What are the other 3-letter agencies that will be giving briefings at this event?
TSA, DOD, CBP, DHS, FCC, NTIA, Commerce, probably some others I'm forgetting.
So 3 and 4 letters, lots of them. Yes, Spectrum. We're talking about Spectrum. Right. We're talking about border ops, all kinds of things.
Yeah, the idea this year was to broaden the horizon. As you mentioned, we have a lot more than just FAA here because there's a lot of these issues, whether it's on acquisition or Spectrum or AAM issues, that go beyond just FAA DOT. So we wanted to open up the aperture more and bring more federal partners in. And we had a really good response from throughout the federal government.
Yeah, well, and not only that, but Congress, right? You guys just had an amazing panel that talked about some of the challenges they're looking at in terms of counter-UAS legislation and the FAA reauthorization. They're thinking about it already, right? I mean, the ink isn't dry from the last one, but what's that next one going to be?
4 years goes by very fast, and we're maybe even looking at sort of like a mini reauthorization as it relates to like ATC modernization, air traffic control modernization.
Yes.
So there will be opportunities for us to inject there as well. So yeah, having Congress here is super important. Senator Rick Scott's going to keynote tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And we've got another congressional panel tomorrow as well.
Yeah. What I thought was, absolutely. So
taking full advantage of being here.
Yeah,
in DC,
and everybody can't see. There's a little bit of backlighting, but we are at Nationals Ballpark, and we've got the park behind us, and it's really an interesting venue.
And we're flying drones, like in downtown Washington, D.C. in a major league ballpark.
Which a couple years ago would not have been possible.
I would suggest even just last year we would not have been able to do this.
Wow,
so,
amazing.
That just goes to show we are making progress with our federal partners, because it was entirely dependent upon FAA and TSA to sign off on this.
Absolutely.
Which they did willingly. So.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me.
So you guys also have a defense event coming up, I feel like,
we do.
soon.
End of October, October 28th and 29th, AUVSI Defense back here in D.C. Very focused, again, like on the DoD side.
Yes.
And as well as a lot of the service branches and the combat commands. So that's going to be a really fun event.
Excellent.
Particularly given all the money in the reconciliation bill and the authorizations, the Unleashing Drone Dominance EO, there's a ton of momentum on the defense side, so we're excited about that.
And brand new into the new fiscal year for the feds, so
That's right.
Perfect timing there at the end of October. So mark it on your calendars now and come on down if you didn't get a chance to come to this one.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you so much,
Thanks
Michael. Really appreciate
Great
you.
to be here.
All
Appreciate
right,
it.
thank
Thanks.
you. All right, next up we've got David Lewin. All right, so this guy is This Week in Drones. You might have seen him before. Here he is.
Hello.
Okay, so really cool. For those that don't know, we did launch the Autonomy Global Network today on YouTube, AGN, and This Week in Drones is one of our first channel partners in that first tranche. So really appreciate you, buddy. Tell them a little bit about yourself and what you're doing.
Absolutely. Well, excited to be part of the Autonomy Global Network. Go check out one of our clips that we have up there now from a recent episode. So thank you so much for inviting us to do that. But I'm with This Week in Drones. We talk about all things drone enablement and also on the counter drone side of the house. And it's supported by my role at Echodyne Radars. And so that's partly what brings me here to the conference as well, is just learning about what's coming with Part 108, what's happening with frequency management, and how we're going to fit all the different sensors and different radars into this more and more congested frequency bandwidth, and how to be strategic on that. So
yeah, absolutely. Lots going on. Now, you're doing something from here as well, so tell them a little bit about that.
Yeah, for sure.
You have the Echodyne booth that you're manning, of course.
Yep.
Very strategically placed, by the way. And what else?
Otherwise we're just going around interviewing folks, getting kind of hot takes on the market and the industry and what they're learning as well. And so we'll just be doing a little bit of a montage on that and kicking off some of that from the rooftop later on, I think.
All right, the rooftop, for those that are going to be watching this, if you're actually in town and you're not here, but you want to come on down, we'll be at the Dakota rooftop bar at 5 to 7 tonight, thanks to End State Solutions, who's, by the way, coming up next, Charlton Evans, and Carasoft, our other partners. So really appreciate you. Any final words? Where else can people find you when he's streaming, things like this? Tell them.
Yeah. Well, we stream live for This Week in Drones every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on LinkedIn.
And now on AGN, and it directly links to his. So
absolutely.
One big happy family.
Thanks so much.
All right, thanks, buddy. All right, appreciate it. All right, next we've got Charlton Evans coming on down. All right, this man, by the way, has been on the show before. He's been on the Dawn of Autonomy. He's been on other live streams with me. But I have to tell you, your Dawn of Autonomy, I feel like it's almost up to 1,000 views.
Oh, it was a
just
privilege.
on my LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. So appreciate you, buddy, and just tell them about what you do at End State Solutions.
Yeah, so End State Solutions, we help clients get into revenue service through certification of operations and their airworthiness, basically pushing them through either 44807 or a TC-PC type scenario. We do conventional airworthiness work as well, and also some of the operational stuff. We pushed through some pretty big 91-113B waivers over the year and enabled some public aircraft operations. So that's what we do.
Big stuff, and you're in fact going to be in Bigger and Better Month with AATI,
Indeed.
A company that you helped get some amazing waivers.
On behalf of Chevron, yep.
So how did I miss that whole grandfather thing? Was I like at lunch or,
So not totally unexpected, and here's why.
Okay, yeah, tell me about this.
So basically the work that the FAA has done to push folks through 44807, DNR, all these other processes, they've all informed what's going to come out in the rules.
True.
So, it's not that the rule is going to just magically bless everyone to go do whatever they need to do. You still have to go through a process. So the process has been formed. So if you want to know what's in 108, look to 44807, look to DNRTC, look to other airworthiness process and operational approvals, because you still got to go through some kind of process. It's just going to be a more prescripted, clearer path.
Okay, and did you also hear soon, or did you hear?
Yes, imminent.
Have you heard
I think
behind the scenes
imminent
something?
was the word I've heard.
Imminent. Okay,
Imminent.
so better than soon.
Maybe sooner.
Maybe
than soon.
sooner than soon. Imminent.
Maybe
so
any
like
Friday.
tomorrow?
Could be tomorrow.
Tomorrow
Could be
would
Friday.
be fun.
Could be
I
next
mean,
Friday.
Okay, we just don't know. Okay. So tell them, other than you being on Dawn of Autonomy next month, where else can people find you and learn more about what you're doing?
Yeah, we'll be out and about. I think the next show will be probably MBAA, but
in October,
yeah,
Vegas.
October, yep, and something in September. Don't remember what.
For those that don't know what NBAA is, tell them what it is.
Yeah,
and
so
what
the
show
National
you.
Business Aviation Association. I serve as a committee member for the Emerging Tech Committee at MBAA. I think more of our members here should as well. It really addresses the Part 135 community in the U.S., and that's their clientele. It's a big show, very active, and addresses the traditional community, which is adopting all this emerging technology as we go.
Yeah, and I have to say, the last 2 years I went to this show, and it's called BASE, Business Aviation Conference and Expo. I have to say, best swag ever.
Yeah,
Best swag ever. Yeah.
Yeah,
So really, really good stuff. Just starting to get the AAM and drone community involved.
Yes.
So not a ton
Yes.
of vendors, content, but growing.
You know
but
it's
growing.
real when the private jet community takes notice.
When the private jet community says, "Hey, let's bring in the drone people," yeah,
Something's afoot.
that's something that means something there. So, and you're part of that. So, thank you for that. All right, very good. Well, Viasat is always there, so I'm going to get Lisa B in here. Viasat is a big part of that business aviation, general aviation community. So, thank you so much, Charlton. All right. By the way, sponsoring tonight's happy hour. So, see you there.
Meet us
Woohoo!
on the roof.
Up on the roof, raising the roof. All right, so here we go. We got Lisa B here. Lisa is absolutely phenomenal. She was part of our Law Tech Connect last year, very involved in ICAO and other things.
Right.
So tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do at Viasat.
Well, thanks, Don, for having me here today. I'm the Director of Air Traffic Services at Viasat, and we've been providing aeronautical safety communications for over 30 years to commercial air transport, and we've been providing C2 capabilities to military and governments.
That's command and control for those that don't know.
Command and control for many years, and we have a very active civil program now. And so I've been engaged heavily in ICAO, and I have colleagues that are engaged with RTCA and other standards bodies. We're doing a lot of coordination domestically here in the U.S. and internationally, and working with a number of partners to basically help them prove their technologies and help them refine their roadmaps. And at the same time, it allows us to prove our technologies and collect data. We're all about multi-partner, multi-provider, multi-link, and multi-technologies and multi-solutions as being the pathway to meeting performance requirements in a variety of airspaces. So
excellent.
That's what we do.
All right. Now, this is a policy symposium.
Right.
Are you speaking on a panel? I believe you are.
My colleague Kristen Minnick is.
Oh, Kristen, that's right. Yeah.
Kristen
Okay.
is on 2 panels. I had a break this year, but Kristen's on 2 panels, and I get to just observe, listen, network. When you're in the standards business and when you're working with ICAO, an opportunity to meet with the FAA and meet with these other agencies involved, along with the rest of industry that's here, is a very rare opportunity to do that in one forum. And with the way things have been in the administration and with our government right now, there's been a lot of turnover in personnel.
Yes.
So to be able to see new faces, new people, we know we're going to have to meet new people. And just to keep tabs on where are things. I mean, we all, of course, hoped that we'd have an announcement.
Yes.
But we didn't. However, I heard this morning we had, 657 air operators that have been wavered so far.
Yeah, and that's an all-time high for the FAA, from what I understand as well.
And so that's good news. We're all still working together, and I know the FAA is pushing, and we're all pushing forward. And so this is just a great opportunity to be able to do that kind of networking.
Yeah, it was interesting. I heard the AAM kind of SFAR, Special Federal Aviation Regulation panel earlier, And, they pushed that out. It's a 10-year window horizon for that particular regulation. And they were like, hey, if you can't get the Part 108, maybe do like a little mini interim one. And I'm thinking, man, that would have been good like a couple years ago. But, I mean, everybody now is like, where's 108? Like, like it's supposedly imminent. Yeah. Not just soon, imminent. So, like, where is it, right? Yeah. So hopefully, we'll see.
We'll see.
But yeah, well, thank you so much, Lisa. And where can people learn more about Viasat or like run into you or the team next?
So, as you said, we'll be at NBAA.
Oh, that's right, October. Yep.
You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find Viasat on LinkedIn, or just looking up at viasat.com or search on Viasat and AAM. You'll find us.
Yeah. All right. Well, excellent. Thank you so much. Appreciate you and everything you do. All right. Who's up next? Food fight. Okay, Abby's coming down. Abby Smith, you all know her well, I assume. Yay. So Abby left the FAA. She's not on her own. I mean, it's a big family. You've got lots of clients already. Ander Smith, right?
Ander Smith
Solutions. And man, it must be interesting for you to sit back now with this different perspective in a different role, listening to people from the FAA or from these other agencies that you work so closely with in the federal government. People are like not super excited right now that like things haven't moved forward.
What?
I don't know. What is your perspective on this?
When you were talking to Robbins, I was just like thinking, because you said tomorrow, and he was like tomorrow, and I was like tomorrow. The NPRM's tomorrow, I hope, but I mean, who knows? So it's been really a hoot, because I remember back a year and a half ago when I was in FAA, we were like, oh yeah, the rule's coming out soon. And so, I mean, it's like, okay, so now I'm on the other side. I'm like, come on with the rule already.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been interesting, and it's been I've also have a heartfelt empathy for my colleagues that are still at FAA, because
they wrote it. It's written.
No,
it was up in OIRA last year. So by the way, the word on the street is it's getting a second review at our OIRA right now.
It is. It's been at OIRA since May.
So
earlier today I heard a panel, and this member of Congress was like, and the FAA is late. And I'm like, wait a minute.
No, FAA did their job a long time ago.
I wanted to put my gloves on. I'm like, no. They did their job.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it's a process.
Yeah, I guess. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's been really interesting to be a consultant. I will tell you, I'm super excited about making remote ID useful.
Yeah.
Like right now, remote ID is just payload that doesn't really provide the operators any value.
Yeah.
It's meant for to be just a virtual license plate for FAA and law enforcement. But
how will it be useful? Do tell. How will it be useful?
It's so cool.
Okay.
And there's a thing called trusted multifaceted remote ID. Say that quickly. TMRID.
TMRID.
And the whole concept behind trusted multifaceted remote ID is that it's encrypted. Mm-hmm. So you need a quantum computer to hack it. So that's good. So forget the spoofing. Also, with the encryption, the ground control station is masked from other people except for those with the need to know. Think FAA and law enforcement.
Okay.
So the bullying that recreational users have experienced and the attacks that law enforcement and other first responders have experienced as a result of having their ground control station known goes away.
But I thought that was in the rule that you had to broadcast the location of it if it's standard remote ID.
You do for those with a need to know. The FAA needs to know, and law enforcement.
Okay,
needs
so if everybody didn't know, Abby actually is one of our ambassadors for Autonomy Global, our website.
And I'm going to be writing a paper.
Please write about this,
Dude,
because nobody knows what you're talking about.
I know,
right now.
and so I just did a fireside chat about it a few hours ago.
I know, and I missed it. Sorry.
And one of the really cool things is in that remote ID rule.
Yeah.
There's there was a thing called session IDs, which people are like.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really know what it was. But, it's a virtual license plate.
But secret.
It's a virtual license plate that's a new license plate every time you do a flight. So that it provides privacy for an operator. So you can't say, oh, that's Don's drone. You can just say, oh, that's a drone.
Yeah,
because that's all you really need to know.
Right.
Other people with a need to know can trace it.
All right.
And so it's really going to make remote ID useful for an operator and privacy, encryption, and authentication.
All right. Well, you heard it here, folks, and you will be reading this article, we hope soon, from Abby on Autonomy Global. Thank you so much.
Oh, cheers, my friend. Good to
Likewise. Woohoo! All right, who's next? Let's get Wing over here. We got Matthew Satterley. So Wing is out here in force. They are flying ops out in the field. Here you go. So you've been on the show. In fact, you were here last year.
Yes.
Yeah, you were on my UTM panel, and then I believe you were on the stream as well.
That's right.
So let's talk about UTM. You've been down at that Dallas Key site for a while.
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's going really well. It's actually the 2-year anniversary of when the concept was first brought from industry to the FAA. I think within 1 year we went operational. The FAA provided the first approvals through the NTAP process.
And now you might be grandfathered in. Is that grandfathering applying to UTM stuff too? Because I thought
it's all
TBD.
Very magical.
Okay, very magical. We'll see. I'm making stuff up. Don't write that down.
I'm not banking on it.
All right.
For us.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. So the deconfliction, all of it is happening in real time. It's all good. From the regulatory standpoint, you guys have been, you're doing these ops already. You've got, the waivers. From where you sit, like 108 critical, like for you, for the industry, or is it like we can live by waivers, we're good?
Well, it depends what's in 108.
Well, good point.
Yeah, sure. But
good point.
What we anticipate will be in it, I think, will help us to scale, right? So we just announced a partnership with Walmart that'll bring us to 100 stores within the next year.
Congrats.
I think that is something that we can probably pretty quickly grow upon under 108 to do, get to 500 stores, get to 1,000 stores. So
yeah.
Took us a few years to get from 20 stores to 100, but I think under 108 we start scaling exponentially.
All right, so it does indeed matter even for companies like Zipline that are basically very successful under this waiver process and what you're doing with UTM, et cetera.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
All right, very, very good. Anything you heard today besides the grandfathering thing that I heard for the first time when Ned mentioned it, that you were like, oh, that's a new thing for me?
And one of the things that I thought was really interesting is the number of people who are talking about standards. We know that that's going to be a critical part of the development of all of the ways that we come into compliance with.
Because it's performance-based, so they're not going to be prescriptive, so the standards will matter.
Yeah, and I think the number of people who have taken an interest and are planning to join the standards conversations, get involved, is really something that we need. And so I thought that was a really positive outcome from today.
Excellent. All right. What's next, and how can people learn more about you?
Well, you mentioned the UTM success we've had down that started in Dallas-Fort Worth. That's obviously expanding as we expand and all the rest of the companies expand. The United Kingdom actually is trialing the same exact solution that was installed. We think we're going to see if it's fit for purpose in the European Union as well, and so that's going to be really interesting over the next year, is taking the accomplishments that the FAA and industry had in Dallas around UTM and bringing those internationally.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to continuing to watch your success and learning more as we go. So thank you so much.
Good.
Appreciate you.
Well,
All right, thanks. All right, we're doing the hand swap. All right, let's get Jose up here. All right, Jose Martin was just on the Dawn of Autonomy recently. What a great show. This guy is doing so much to enable the industry with certifications. Step a little closer so people can see you. There you go. All right, there you are. Okay. All right, so for those that missed the show or don't know much about you, tell them about you and Martin Solutions.
So we're a consulting firm that we do airworthiness mainly.
Yes.
Now we are working in electrical propulsion, hydrogen propulsion, and detect and avoid safety cases. That's what we're doing. We just finished with Gamma a white paper in batteries, thermal runaway. We presented, and is now going to be, is part of the discussion with the certification management team that we discussed last time.
Yeah.
That is part of the work that we do, is to improve and bring new technologies into life.
Excellent. And he was part of Global Ops Month because he's working with all four of the major, we'll call them the big four, if you will, civil aviation authorities, the FAA, EASA, ANAC in Brazil, and TC Transport Canada. So you're here. I know we ran into each other this morning, 7 a.m, trying to find the entrance to the building where we were supposed to be. And, we were talking about, what we hope to see, what we hope to hear. I think I know I'm a little disappointed not to. I was hoping for a table drop, like, hey, here's 108, cha-ching. Not happening. So what do you think? What do you think about the kind of the vibe, the feeling in the industry right now?
Well, for sure, there is going to be disappointment.
Yeah.
But it's part of life, no?
Well, good point.
I was a transport cana. I worked as a program manager, and usually you have other people that have other ideas. So
yeah,
the FAA has done the utmost that they could.
Yeah.
And now we need to wait a little bit more. But then what is the most important is when the rule comes out is to be able to read it and provide a lot of comments or not comments, because there is going to be part that the industry doesn't like or part that the industry likes. Yeah, so.
Well, that's a great point. It's like everybody talks about the rule, but it's not the FAA's job to really, kind of do all of the thinking, right? So that's why that we have the public comment period. And, if you don't read it, if you don't comment, and then you have concerns about it, that's on you, right? Take the time. 53,000 comments on remote ID. 53,000.
I thought it was 30,000. We were talking with Charlton 2 seconds ago.
No, it was like 50. It was 53.
53,000.
Yeah.
I hope that it's not so many, and the FAA did better than the
I heard it's going to be like an 1,000-page document, so I imagine there's going to be a lot of comments on 1,000 pages. But who knows? We'll see.
I think like the Mosaic performance-based type of regulation, we need to really pay attention and to really understand how the different stakeholders are going to be participating in that rule.
Yeah.
And I think that everyone needs to really pay attention to it.
Okay. Give them the 30-second elevator explanation of the Mosaic rule, because last week at Oshkosh at Air Adventure, that was the big thing, like, hey, the Mosaic rule is out. This is our big announcement. Yep. What does that even mean, and why does anybody care?
It's extremely important because it becomes from a prescriptive rule in which you have it, a weight from 0 to 1,320 pounds aircraft, very limited, no for higher operations. Now you have more capacity, more passengers. We pass only for 2 to 4 passengers, and the operation of light sport aircraft, they will be able to do aerial work that in the past were not possible. So F-37 standards are going to be working ASTM, doing new performance-based standards in order to be able to work in the Part 22 that was released under the new Mosaic. So I think it's going to open training, better training, better aircraft. We're talking about power lift. It's not
so it's not just light sport. Like that, we're talking. This could apply to eVTOLs. Like for the crowd watching. Like why do they care?
It can apply to vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, different type of propulsions. So I have clients with electrical batteries that they are looking into now the LSA market. So it become a market.
Oh, light sport aircraft. Yeah, LSA. You're using acronyms. I'm just converting them in my brain.
Aircraft.
Okay.
So that it become extremely important for everyone to understand that is open a new market.
Yeah. Well, because as I think about it, Lyft, I think it's called Lyft in Texas. They have like basically a little eVTOL looking thing for sport. It's just a one-person dealio. Yeah. So this would be very important to them.
Yeah.
Okay, and others. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Maybe we'll get an article on this soon from my operations expert from Autonomy Global. Thank you, Jose. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, Dom.
All right. Michelle Duquette is coming on down. 3 Mad Air is her company, formerly of MITRE, kicking butt, taking names. She is our ops ambassador, and by the way, a regular on This Week in Drones with David Lewin. So we appreciate you and everything you're doing for the industry. Michelle has been writing a Words Matter column for Autonomy Global, which we absolutely love. Words matter, and we're hearing a lot of words here, but are they meaning anything to you?
So I'll tell you that I didn't come with very high expectations, knowing that it was going to be no 108.
Yeah, no 108. Yeah.
So you said earlier you heard that it was imminent.
Yeah.
I did hear tomorrow. I'm going to start.
Are you
rumor
lying?
right now?
No. Are you just making this up? Okay, we heard tomorrow 1 month. Bets are being taken.
Tomorrow.
Okay, we're not gambling online, but you know, like, yeah, I think there's an over/under in Vegas right now on this.
Probably. But what I am hearing is industry stepping up. So there isn't an FAA presence here that we anticipated.
Yeah, they all canceled. By the way, we won't have the FAA and NASA on the show. Surprise, everybody! NASA only because PK is doing a briefing. He's actually here, but there was just a conflict.
Yeah, so the FAA was pulled back, not their choice.
Bummer. I mean, we're talking right across town.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
that's interesting.
Well, we're still in a tumultuous time, right? We're still trying to figure out what policy alignment means, and this is a policy symposium.
Yep.
So I kind of get it.
Yeah.
However, because there's this lack of FAA presence, we have a kind of a strengthening, or maybe it's a loosening, of industry figuring things out.
And coupled with wild speculation on what soon or imminent means.
Right. So I am hearing different pockets. I've been in a number of different conversations.
Yeah.
And really it's, okay, well, what are we going to do now?
Yeah.
Well, that's a wonderful conversation that I love to hear, because I am coming from my background.
Yeah.
I have this enterprise view.
Yeah.
And I struggle with the individual solutions.
Yeah.
I know everybody's got to make a buck, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
However, we have one airspace, and we've got to have interoperability.
Yeah.
Right? So I love when there are 2, 3, 4 different industry representatives standing in a circle saying, well, what are we going to do?
Well, look, they kind of did that in Texas, right? And as you heard Matthew from Wing say, you know, it's their 2-year anniversary, basically, from when they started that journey, and things are going well, and Walmart just upped them to 100 from 20. And so, you know, I think that serves possibly as a good, and all that, by the way, all of those things they're doing are online. They have a GitHub portal. You can go in. None of this is mysterious. It's fully transparent. You can see exactly what they're doing. And I think it's a great template for people to start thinking about if they haven't yet, right?
So take that thought, and now let's expand it to the enterprise.
Yeah, to the whole thing.
That GitHub is specifically for UTM.
Yep,
UAS traffic management.
Yep.
Now, what if we were to step back and use that same kind of mindset to look at the enterprise interoperability across the NAS for all the things?
Yep.
They do that in legacy aviation. It's called collaborative decision making.
Yep, you talked about that in your article.
And I'm going to continue to talk about
all
that.
Right, I love it. Yeah, okay, very good. I love it. No, great stuff. Big brain here, always thinking. I love what you contribute to the industry. So thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're the best.
All
How
right.
can people find you? Where are you going next?
Other
than my party tonight.
I'm definitely going there.
Yeah.
Be on the roof, melting with the rest of us.
Yes, we are. Yeah. I'll stop the world and melt with you.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
What else?
I'm going to be I've got a couple of things going on. I'm going to be in Huntsville. There's a counter UAS thing going on in August down there. And then there's another one. There's some drone responders conferences here in Virginia.
Okay, and COM UAV.
And then back in Huntsville on the 3rd, and then flying to Vegas to do COM UAV.
Yeah.
The next day, I'm on a panel both days.
I don't even unpack my bag anymore, honestly.
God,
but like this, but you know
Dude,
what?
you need to do laundry.
She's worse. She's worse. I thought I finally found someone that travels more than me. So thank you so much.
All right.
Again, thank you
Thanks
for everything
having
you
me.
do. All right. Last but certainly not least, pulling up the rear. Your buddy of mine, Don Bershaw from True Weather Solutions.
So Michelle, you know, when I was in the Weather Service, we used to participate in the collaborative decision making every morning, right? You had airspace management and the airlines, and do you know the one thing that always messed up and got people fighting in the collaborative decision making? The weather.
The weather. All right, well, tell them about it. Preach.
Because it was
Preach,
uncertain.
my friend.
It was uncertain, right? So everybody had their own weather people, and they'd say, well, we don't think it's going to happen that fast. That line of thunderstorms is not going to come in, and then
like the one that got me diverted yesterday to Milwaukee for a gas and go before I could carry on in Chicago. Like that kind of thunderstorm.
Well, there's a lot, you know. So the good news, though, is even though we're waiting for bated breath for sooner than soon to come.
Yep, a day, a month,
right,
a year.
We are. True Weather's ready. We're ready. We have all our systems.
You've been
up.
ready, my friend, and you know what? You got the app now.
We have an app.
Tell them about the app.
Well, we have a little app. Everyone said we need an app because that
Field
makes
work.
Weather better. If you have an app, it's better.
In the
right?
field.
In the field. So we got that app. It's going to come out formally in September. It'll be accompanying our workbook, but also, more importantly, we're now getting sensors out. We have 10 micro-weather bubbles around the country of sensors. We got 2 test beds.
Hampton Roads and
Dallas, Fort Worth.
Dallas.
And
I thought you had a California one,
we
too.
do, and Hollister's coming up.
Okay, that's 3.
And we
Just
are
doing public math.
Yeah, no, it's all good. So that data is all starting to flow, and we're starting to see the effects now of this in the performance of some of our low altitude weather stuff. So we're ready to scale when everybody's ready to fly. Right?
And by the way, this is a policy symposium. Let's bring it back to that.
Okay.
This guy helped write the standard that we've all been talking about. Standards. Standards are going to be the coin of the realm, if you will, when everything's performance based. The F-38 weather standard. So
yep. So that
kudos
standard,
to you.
That standard is probably it was right behind the UTM, or and it's there. It's going to be used in Part 146. We talk about 108, but 146 is around all the third-party service suppliers, and weather's going to be part of that. And the standard performance base means that we're going to be able to use other weather sensors that traditionally you can't use, that have to be certified, which are very expensive. And the choice won't be a windsock and $1 million ASOS anymore. We can actually have some lower-cost sensors, but they have to be trusted, reliable, and they have to be secure. And it was really cool to hear about the remote ID encryption this morning.
Now I'm kicking myself for not listening to that talk because I saw that happening and I was like, what even is that? And then, I got distracted. And now I'm like, now you got to write an article. Tell me what it is.
Well, it's really, because one of the debates, we've always, several years back we talked about people were concerned about, security, but everyone kind of wished it away and just wanted to keep moving. But now, security is a real thing, and we've seen what's happened over the last 2 years. And we've got to take it seriously, otherwise it's going to hold the industry back if we don't have a solution. So, no, it's good to see that. And, we're going to be doing NTAP waivers with 2 champion operators.
Excellent.
So we'll hopefully be the first company that will get that. And so we'll be ready then to roll out in the 146 when the time is right. So, we're setting that data performance standard for weather, just like we are for UTM, just like we're doing for everything else.
Excellent. All right, Don. So how can people learn more about True Weather Solutions and where can they find you?
Well, trueweathersolutions.com. And you always get me at don.birchoff@trueweathersolutions.com.
There you go. All right, very good.
And
And we'll see you in Vegas too, right?
If you say weather 3 times, I also pop up.
Do you? Like you have to click your heels though?
That's right. That's right.
And do they have to be ruby slippers? I'm just asking. We heard Annie being sung earlier. We're talking about now, right, the Wizard of Oz. Anyway, ease on down that road, my friend.
Thank
all
you.
right.
Take care.
All right.
Thank
See ya. All right. That is all she wrote, everybody. We appreciate all of you. Sorry, not all of you could come, but we hope you got a little bit of glimpse into what's happening here in Washington, D.C. at DAPS, they're calling it, the Drone and AAM Policy Symposium. And once again, check out the Autonomy Global Network on YouTube. Subscribe, like, and we are out here.